I kind of want to get up here and just kind of do different topics because I think that there are things that we need to discuss when it comes to cancer. I know a lot of you have been following me since 2014. Some of you, have been following me recently and do not know my story. I am a stage 4 breast cancer patient. Given a diagnosis in 2014. In 2014, when I was given my diagnosis, guys, um, when it started at the beginning, they initially thought I was a stage 2. My first initial thing that I did was surgery. I didn't do chemo, I didn't do radiation. The first thing they did was do the surgery, take out the tumor. It was on my right breast. And 4 weeks later, after the surgery, which I was supposed to go to chemo, 6 weeks after the surgery, it turned out that I got a breast infection on the side of the cancer, and they had to do a second operation. Back in 2014, when they did that, 4 weeks after my operation from the first one, did the second. That's when they found the infection. They did a CT scan on my chest to find the infection and located that it didn't go throughout my body. They found a mass on my lung. When they found the mass on my lung, they said, Miss Bustamante, we're not sure if it's cancer. We need to do a biopsy. But if it is, this is what we need to find out. When I got out of the hospital, I went back to Albuquerque, which there is where I was being seen at the time back in 2014. I did a biopsy on my lung and it was positive. What did that mean? I had no idea, guys. Literally, that went from a stage 2 to a stage 4. Still, I had no idea of what that even meant. Um, when the doctor told me, you just went from, you know, fighting for life, being in remission, to never being in remission. You are a terminal state. There is no cure for you, only time. Guys, you cannot even imagine, how that changed my life back then. Either way, I was fighting a really, really deep fight. And I knew it was going to get tough. And I was given, like I said, no chance. They told me that if I did chemo, that I could fight for time or prolonged time, but that I still had no chance. When I asked how much time they thought, they said based on my cancer and how aggressive it was, um, that it was a growing rate of 85%, which is super aggressive, guys. They told me that I would live less than 8 months, no more than a year. That was then. I did not know anything about cancer, so I went ahead and said, okay, I'll do your your traditional medicine, which was chemo. Meanwhile, I was learning about alternative medicine back then. Why? Because I had a friend of mine who was also a stage 4 cancer patient, not breast cancer, different cancer, but she had been doing her research, and everything that kept coming up when she kept researching was cannabis, 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 cannabis. And she told me, just, everything keeps coming up cannabis when we're looking at, cancer, epilepsy, rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, guys, the list went on. It was just mind blowing. So back in 2015, when I started my chemos, I went through all my rounds, and I was also doing alternative medicine, which was CBDs and THC. And in May 28th of 2015, guys, I got a diagnosis back after my chemos that I was NED 100% cured. You heard me. And I told the doctors, but you said. And he said, I know what I said, Ms. Bustamante. I don't give this diagnosis, but there is no cancer. So I said, okay, I'll continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully, things will stay this way. Well, let me tell you guys something. I got the diagnosis in 2015 that I was fine. I did everything like anybody else. They give you the diagnosis and you think, oh my gosh, you're great, you're healthy. I went back to my same lifestyle. In other words, I was working like a mad woman. I owned my business. So, guys, I just went full blown. Well, sadly, I did not take care of myself the way I should have. I wasn't, doing my medicine the way I should have. And a year later, guys, this monster, the cancer, came back 10 times fold. When the doctor looked at me in 2016, he said, Jessica, you're not going to make it through chemo. Go home. And I said, Doctor, you told me this once before. And I came back. If you don't hit me, at that point, I knew the cancer was aggressive and all over. I knew that I had to do the unthinkable, even if it was going to affect other good cells, bad cells throughout my body. I knew that I had to fight because at this point, the cancer was out of control. So I did. But then I also started my alternative medicine also, and seeing my other doctors, which have also helped me with a lot of the side effects of what chemo has done. And I am all about speaking and talking and advising and letting you all know what it is that I'm doing so that it helps you. I am no better than anybody else. Your life matters just like mine does. And I believe that we all have the right to know what our alternatives is as an adult. So this is why I'm doing the YouTube, because you know what, guys, we need to start talking about what resources and other things are out there that can help. Because at this point, I'm a stage 4 breast, lungs, bone cancer, still here and doing better. After my second rounds, I not only made it through the chemo, but 10 months ago, guys, 2018, I stopped the chemo because I finally went through my rounds. We shrank the cancers. I was boosting my immune system to try to get it back to getting strong again to fight back the cancer. So I was doing diet, you know, alkaline water. Guys, it's there's so many things that come into fixing the body and boosting it back up so that it has the ability to fight back. It's not just one thing, it's many things. But cannabis is key to recovering what is cancer and a lot of other sickness and diseases that are out there. And I've seen it for myself. So I'm not going to keep quiet. I want Texas to pass these laws, and we all have to have a voice. I am out there speaking for every single one of you guys because, guys, you do not understand that we were brainwashed to think that it was a drug, and it is not. Guys, it heals many different sicknesses, and people do not have to suffer. I will not stop, and I will be a voice because I do believe that this medicine was sent from God many years ago. There was no pharmaceuticals before man even started coming out with labs and medicine. Go back into the Indian days, guys. What did the Indians use? It wasn't pharmaceutical, it was medicine. They knew how to make medicine different ways using cannabis. And let's go back even further. When God was born, there was cannabis even then. And they would make it into oils and perfumes, guys. But it was part of a very holistic plant. And that's exactly what it is. It is a plant that heals many. So I hope that this will change, or at least open your guys' minds to seeing things on a very different light, because I know firsthand, guys, what traditional medicine did to my body versus alternative. And I'm telling you, I am still living, breathing here today because of, thank God, other resources. And I'm here to help you and tell you that your loved ones do not have to die. They don't have to suffer. And they too can have a better quality of life. Even if this is quality of life, I choose this life. I should have that right as an adult. Don't you think? Guys, I want to spread the word because you all need to hear. I will keep on posting, and I will teach you everything that I know, from, nutrition, like I said, to the diets, to the right things we need to be putting in our bodies. But unless we start passing our laws, our people cannot get to what can save their lives. Please continue to watch, and let's talk. Let's keep the topics open, and let's learn together. God bless you all. Till the next time.